All right, you guys, we are going to do driving for dollar part 2. All right, it seems like you guys enjoy the first one. I don't know why this light is on. I accidentally hit something. I don't know what I hit, but anyways, not sure why the light is on, but we are connecting the call. I must have hit something right here. Do drive for dollar round 2. Hope you guys will enjoy this one. Let me pull back so you guys will kind of see what I mean. So you want to look for these kind of house. Obviously tall growing grass, or it looks like it needs a lot of work. You know, maybe windows are being broken or tape up, but the roof on this house, there's a lot of moss. So let me show you. You guys can see that house right there. So we are going to, what we're going to do is we're just driving for $1. So all I'm going to do is I'll get the address. But typically, if I first started, I'm going to plug this in. But when I started, what I would even do is I would go down and I would go ahead and approach the house, knock on the door, and just politely said, "Hi, my name is blah. I'm with a local investment group here locally. We're looking to buy some houses in the area. Was just wondering, do you know anybody, or are you yourself interested in selling? You know, we pay cash, we can close quickly. We're willing to buy the property as is conditions. So we'll take care of all the repairs and all the work that is needed to the property." So just start, you know, telling them that there's no real estate commissions or realtor fees that you have to worry about paying. What you want to do is you want to hit old neighborhood, like, you know, 40, 50, 60, 1900s, 1920. You obviously don't want to look for newer neighborhood because we're looking for distressed properties. All right, houses that looks like they're gonna need work, houses that are in repair, houses that look, you know, vacant, abandoned, no one living there, or even there, or maybe they live there, but it's just pretty much in needs of work. And obviously it could be a rental property where renters living there and they're just trashing the place, so that could give, you know, the homeowner the motivation to sell. Or homeowner could be living there and they don't have the money to actually fix up the property and try to sell it to a traditional buyer. And believe it or not, some seller do not know that they can just pop their property up on the MLS and sell it as is. Believe it or not, some of them do not know that, or the reason why they don't want to put it on the MLS and, you know, put it on the market so everybody can see the condition that they're living in, or the house, how horrible it is. So they're embarrassed about it, so they don't want to put it out there in the public. So they rather take the easy way, where they just sell it to an investor and they don't have to worry about, you know, their friends, their family member, or their neighbor finding out they're living in this kind of a situation. So there's a lot of different kind of a motive that a seller would sell it to an investor at a discounted price. And our job is to figure out what their situation is, right? And why do they need to sell it, okay? And what it is we just need to come in there and try to provide them with the solution to their problem. So let's just say they have renters that's living in there, they're trashing it, and they can't seem to get the renter out. So what we do is we tell them, we'll come in, we'll buy it as is, we'll take over the existing lease, or dealing with the renter and evicting them, so they don't have to worry about it. But obviously in exchange, they know that they're gonna have to sell it at a discount price, right? Because we're gonna come in, we're gonna be the one that takes over the headache. So we're gonna tell them we're gonna deal with that, but in exchange, as an investor, you know, we need to make some kind of a gain. So we have to buy it at a certain price where it will make sense for us, and hopefully that it will make sense for them as well, and come together to an agreement, you know, together on agreement on a fair price that works for both. All right, that is the goal. And that's typically what I tell them, you know, when the phone conversation starts, okay? And and a lot of times, you know, and what it is now your job is, once you get that property locked up in a contract, your job is to go ahead and relate that to the buyer. So you gotta forward all that information over to your potential buyer that's gonna look at the property, that wants to buy it, because they need to know what they are getting themselves in, all right? So if they know that, hey, they're gonna have to evict the renter, then they're gonna take that into consideration when they make you the offer, or accept your offer, or I mean, accept the price that you putting out there, okay? So let's say you tie a property up in a contract, you send it out to your buyer for, you know, a $20,000 spread. So you send it out to your buyer for $120,000. You tell your buyer, hey, you're gonna pay for all the closing costs because that's what you agreed to the seller on, and all you do is you just pass that information on to your buyer. Hey, you're gonna pay for all the closing costs, and then, hey, there is a renter in there that they haven't paid rent for X amount of months, or they just stopped paying rent, whatever the situation is, and you are going to be the one that has to evict the renter, because the seller is willing to sell it at a discount because they don't want to have to deal with that headaches. So you want now to tell that to your buyer, so that way your buyer knows, all right? You do not want your buyer to be surprised, all right? You don't want to surprise your buyer. Oh gosh, hold on a second. Let me fix the camera really quick. I'm gonna try to park in here because it doesn't seem like you guys see anything. Sorry. All you do is you see my dashboard. Oh, and then flip that up. All right, is that better? That's better. Sorry about that, you guys. So I'm gonna try to find some. So we're driving to some old neighborhood, and what I'm gonna do is I'll look at the house that I think it's potential, right? Potential means, you know, it looks abandoned, vacant, trash. You know, looks in distress. I'll come out, I'll show it to you, and then I'll kind of walk you through what I'm looking for. I would, you know, like, if you guys haven't seen part one, in part one, you know, I go out there, I leave a note, I handwrite the notes, and then I'll put it on their door, their windows, whatever it is, and you want to make sure, whatever you do, that note needs to be seen by the property owner, all right? By the property owner, because you want them to read, right? You want to see it, you want them to read, and you want them to, so you want them to know that, hey, you're interested in buying the property. So doesn't matter how you do it, but they need to see the notes that you're gonna leave at the property. And in there, I just simply say, hi, my name is Khang. We're interested in buying your property for cash. We're buying it as is. We pay all the closing costs, no realtor commissions. We can close quickly. Please give me a call. So just simply as that. I don't do, you know, I don't go out there and I don't go through the whole spill, but typically I just make sure that I leave all the key points that people that are in distress, what they want to hear, all right, or what they're looking for, all right. So if they're in the condition like that, we're buying in an as-is condition. Boom, you right? If the house needs work, that's what they're gonna like to see, all right. They need cash quickly, we pay cash, close quickly, all right? They like to hear that, all right? And they don't want to have to deal with realtor, no realtor commissions. A lot of times, you know, we pay all closing costs, no realtor commissions. So they like to hear that because they don't want to have to pay realtor commissions. They don't want to have to list their property, and they're worried, you know. So a lot of time homeowner, like people that owns property, and they're not, you know, an investor, they don't buy property or sell property on a daily basis. They do not know that, hey, when you sell it, the buyer can actually pay for all your closing costs. So they do not know that. So once you say that, no realtor commission, you pay all the closing costs, it's like, wow, okay, great. So anyways, let's go find some old neighborhood here. But you guys, whatever marketing channel that you're working on, stay consistent. Don't bounce back and forth. Don't try it out for a week or 2 weeks or a month or 2 months, and it didn't work, you just jump onto something else because you heard somebody else said, hey, I got a result from this is great. You know, all of the marketing channel works. There are some that works better than other, right? There are some that works better than other, all right? But it's about the consistency, all right? It's about the consistency that's gonna yield you the deals, the results, okay? And over time, you know, once you start building up your cash, then you don't have to do so much of the freeway, all right? Because the freeway takes up a lot of your time. It takes up a lot of your time, all right? So once you start building up your cash, then you can start leveraging, all right? Which means now you can start looking into direct mail, sending out letters, maybe have someone else do the drive for $1 if you don't enjoy it, or maybe you only do it on the day you enjoy to do it, and have somebody else do the drive for $1 on a more regular base, or put up bandit sign, and have someone else put up bandit sign. So let me tell you here, here's a property here. Someone is looking to flip it, but we're gonna get down. And what it is even if they're flipping it, so what you can do is guess what? You can connect with the investor, and then now they can be your buyers. So as you guys can see here, this house here, someone is flipping it. So typically something like this here, I would stop by, I would go down there and hand them the card, and hand them my card and say, hey, you know, so they're fixing it. Oh man, I gotta get out before my car gets dirty. Hold on a second. Okay, not good. Hold on a second. So yeah, so I would go down there and, oh man. Okay, now I got to. So yeah, so someone is rehabbing it, and a lot of times that could be the contractor, the general contractor that bought the property, and they are fixing and flipping it themselves, right? So you can go down there and you can connect with them. Oh my God. Okay, let me see here. Okay, so you can go down and connect with them and go ahead and, you know, exchange phone numbers, contact information. So when you do come across a property, you know, you collect the information. Hey, what kind of property you're looking to buy, what area you're looking to buy in, you know, and things like that. Hey, and then feel free to let them know that you are a wholesaler, right? Because now you are in front of a cash buyer that looking to fix and flip. So you don't have to say, hey, I'm an investor, I buy you know, we look for properties, sometimes we buy them, sometimes we don't. You don't have to say that. You can just go ahead and tell them, hey, because you are going to put them on your buyers list, and you can go ahead and say, hey, I'm with a local investment company, and what we do is we find discounted property, typically most of the time off-market deals, and you know, and then what we do is we assign it over to investor like you that wants to fix and flip, want to see if you want to be on a cash buyer list. You know, we do find a lot of properties, and would love to, you know, would love to connect and hopefully be able to do business with you in the near future. All right, so you can go ahead and tell them that we find properties, and we find a lot of properties. Do not tell them you're new. Do not tell them you're starting out. Just go, like, they don't ask for it, so don't need to tell them. Even if they do, just remember, you know, people you don't want to be taken advantage of, all right? You don't want to be taken advantage of, and a lot of times you come off unexperienced. There are good people and there are also bad people, okay? But we want to make sure that we can protect ourselves. So you don't have to tell them that you are new. They didn't ask. You don't need to tell them. And just go ahead and tell them, hey, I'm with a local investment group, and we find a lot of discounted property. and I would love to know what you're looking for and things like that, so we can work together. Okay. So gosh. So when you see property like that and say, oh yeah, you know, investors are working on it. Nah, this is not, you know, this is not a property I'm looking for. No, you want to get down. You want to put your note. Let's just say if there's no one there, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna put a notes, and you're gonna put a notes there and saying, hey, and go ahead now. Instead, you will say, hey, I'm with a local investment group. You know, we're looking for fix and flipper that wants to buy properties and fix and flip them. You're right. And so what we do is we find discounted property for an investor like yourself that wants to fix and flip. I'm sorry. So that's how you should say it. We look for discounted properties, and you know, we give it over to you guys that wants to buy it and fix and flip it. Please give me a call. And so yeah, so things like that. So a lot of times what it is just like you're talking to a realtor. Not every realtor are just regular realtor where they go and they list and help people list and sell properties. There are a realtor, actually quite a bit of them, that actually look for property themselves. They just get the MLS so they can get access to it, but they are also looking for properties themselves to fix and flip. All right. So just want to let you guys know that. So make sure you keep an open mind. And if you are shy, like I was when I first started, I was kind of nervous and scared, and I was shy. I didn't want to go down and talk to people or knock on doors, or if I come across somebody that's fixing and flipping it, I was kind of nervous to approach them, to kind of you know, tell them kind of what I do, etc. So what I'm telling you is you have to try to get over that. And at, you know, when your first, second one, it's going to feel weird, and it depends on you. Maybe after 7th, 8th, 10th or so, you're going to still feel a little bit weird, all right, and nervous or whatever it is. But after a while, I promise, it'll be like a piece of cake. You will start meeting anybody. You'll be able to meet anybody in the street, and you'll be able to say it naturally and not have to feel all weird or all awkward about it. But for those of you that are shy and that are introvert, I guess that's the word that I recently learned. Don't worry, I'm the exact same thing. I wasn't the person I am today, you guys, and it takes time, right? It takes time to change. Everything takes time, you guys. Things just don't just happen, all right? It takes time. So over times, I was able to develop a skill set, and then just being able to overcome that, and knowing that, and for me to overcome it, because this is how I overcome it, is because I said, you know what, if I'm like this, then I'll never be where I want to be. And where I want to be is much more important and much more of a priority for me than my insecurity, than being shy and not talk to people, right? So that's how I overcome it, because I say this is much more important to me, all right? Getting this deal under contract, talking to this seller, talking to this buyer, networking with this agent, go out of my comfort zone to get to where I want to be in life is much more important than, oh God, I'm so scared, I'm so shy. I know I just have to get over it, all right? For me to get to where I want, I have to get over it. And you guys, trust me, you will not do it until it's a must, right? Most people say they'll do something, but they will not do it if it's not a must. When it's a must, you don't have a choice, you will do it, all right? But when it's not a must to you, does not matter what you say, I promise, you're gonna procrastinate and you're not gonna do it. Okay, I'm running into a dead end. So you guys, I would love to hear in your in the comments who have done deals and closed on deals, drive for dollars. I would love to know it. And also too is I want to know if this one is better than the last one. Or I'm sorry, if this one, the second one, this one is better than the first driving for dollars. And I would also like to know from you guys is how can I make it better? Like, what would you guys like to see? You guys probably would say, well, I want to see you go out and knock on a house and then talking to the seller and have it recorded. I don't have a problem with it, to be honest with you. I was just afraid, and I guess that's something I have to go get over. Is I was just more concerned if the seller or the homeowner wants to be recorded or not. You know, it's kind of weird to come up to a house with a phone in my hand recording and asking and let them know that they're going to be recorded. But I would love to hear you guys' opinion on it. Let me see here. I don't think the angle is really good. Let me see here. Can you guys see anything? I don't know if you can really see anything. Sorry. Maybe that's a little bit better. Okay, but let's focus here and let's at least try to find a couple houses where I can come out and where I can go out and actually show you guys. Right now it is 10 o'clock. So and also too is you guys, any one of you have recently closed your first wholesale deal, drop me a comment and let me know. Would love to get you onto the channel so that way you can share with everybody your stories and your first wholesale deal. And the reason for doing it, you guys, is I want us together to help inspire and motivate those that haven't done their first wholesale deal. Let them know that this is possible, that this business is real, that you can actually make money wholesaling houses, and actually you can make money without having a bunch of money sitting in the bank. All right, and just inspire and motivate them and let them believe that anybody can do this. You don't have to be super smart. You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to have any kind of business skills. You don't have to have a business license. You don't have to have a realtor license. You don't have to have thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in the bank. All right, $1,000, $500, whatever it is, whatever budget that you have is more. The budget that's more important is your willingness to do whatever is necessary and required. All right, that is more important than having the money in your bank account to be able to do this business. Your drive, all right, having that motivations to do this is more important. Because trust me, when you listen to people's stories, there's people that start out with a few $100. There's people that only start out with less than $100 and able to get a deal under contract and sold the deal, and it changed their life because they're able to make 5, 10, 20, 50,000 on a deal, and it changed their life because now they know that anything is possible, right? And once you do your first wholesale deal, you know that this business is real and it's possible for you, and that the sky's the limit. Because if you can make 5,000 on one deal, you know that you can do that over and over and over again, and you can make as much as you want. Right? Don't limit yourself on 5,000 a deal, 10,000 a deal, 20,000 a deal. All right? Do not put that limit on yourself, because there's people that have done one deal. I have done one deal, one wholesale deal that generates me over $100,000 on one wholesale deal, and we close it in, I think, 10 or 15 days. So if I can do it, you can too. It does those kind of deals, we call them, you know, big monster deals, right? Home run deals, all right? And you don't come across a lot of those, all right? But man, when you stick to this game, you will. It's just a matter of time, is when, all right? So you're gonna get a lot of small deals, right? You're gonna get a lot of small deals or average deal, whatever you wanna call it. But then eventually you'll get this nice big deal. So imagine whatever you're making in a year, if you can make that in one deal, wouldn't that be awesome? And just a few years ago, when my wife and I first got it into real estate, started about 5.5 years or so ago, we came across this guy. His name is Bob Proctor. You guys should check him out. And this is what he said. He said most people that makes $100,000 a year, not because they want to make $100,000 a year, but because they're not aware of how to do it in a month. So I want you guys to kind of think about it, ponder a little bit about it, or ponder on it. If you are aware, if you know how, if you have the awareness and know how to make $100,000 a month, why would you want to spend your whole entire years to do it? Most people don't do it because they're not aware of how to do it, or not aware if there's any other way to do it, all right? So I'm telling you that when you know, since you are exposed to this business, the sky is the limit. It all comes down to is that how much you want to make and how ambitious are you. The bigger your goal is, the longer it's going to take to get there. It's just like, you know, it takes longer to build a castle than it is to build a house. Okay? So what if your goal, if your dreams, if your ambition, you know, if your goal and dreams are big, right? Then it's going to take you longer to get there. Okay? So which going to require a lot of self-motivation and ambitions. All right? Because now you don't want to be average. You want to be extraordinary. All right? And if you want to be extraordinary, guess what? You have to have extraordinary skills, and your way of thinking has to be extraordinary. It cannot be the same as regular people. So let me share with you guys this house here. Oh, I probably wouldn't. You guys can see that house there? See how they haven't cut the grass? That house right there. That house there that I would go, oops. That house I would go and I would knock on, or I would leave a notice on their door. I would go knock to see if anybody's home. Or if you don't want to do that, if you're not ready for that yet, it's okay. What you can do is you just need to handwrite the notes. Doesn't need to be super neat. Your handwriting doesn't have to be perfect. Okay? If it's not, even more personal, more personalized, more related. So my handwriting is chicken scratch, and I'm able to get deals. When I first started doing driving for $1, I don't do it anymore now. Because now we're using our money to leverage, and all we do is we just send out a bunch of marketing and then just wait for the phone to ring. So yeah, that house there, I would definitely go out and either knock on their door, or I would put a notice, let them know that I'm interested in buying the property. And remember, I always tell you guys, do not represent yourself. Okay, we're back in the car. Let's go ahead and take this for a drive. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Okay, hopefully, I think yesterday, the angle that I put this wasn't very good, so you guys couldn't really see anything. I think today is a little bit better. But yes, driving for $1 is driving for dollars when you start out, where you don't have the money to spend on marketing, driving for dollars on the weekends, weekdays, doesn't really matter. So whenever you can, driving for dollars is another way to it's another good way to find deals. I have gotten deals driving for dollars when I first started, so I know it works. Okay. And when you see people are fixing up the property or doing a rehab on that on the property, go ahead and get down and introduce yourself and ask them if they were buying a lot of properties in the area, or they've if this is what they do for a living. So basically, you want to start building up your cash buyer list, because if they say, yeah, we buy 1 or 2 a year or whatever it is, and we do all the work ourselves, that is a good indicator that that buyer will pay you more money. Okay, so which means you can get a larger assignment fee, because you can assign over to them for a larger fee. So because they don't need the 30% discount, they're good with the 20, the 25%. Sometimes could even be 15% on their money, all right? And they take into consideration where they don't pay a subcontractor, because they're gonna do all the work themselves. So they can pay more compared to other investors that have to sub everything out, and they get private or hard money. So they got to take all that cost into consideration. So for the one that do 1 or 2 a year, and they have the cash to put up front to do it, they do all the work themselves, those are the one that's going to pay you the most. All right, those are the one that's going to pay you the most, which means you can make a larger assignment fee. Like this house here, seems like somebody is working on this house. This house looks like it's gonna need, so let me see here. I don't know if anyone living here or not, but that house needs work. So you want to target old neighborhood, because they're gonna have a lot of house that's gonna scream your name and say, hey, help me find a buyers that's gonna fix me up and make me look pretty again like the rest of the house in the neighborhood. Like I used to when we first started. So my mentor, we flew him out for 3 days. He kind of taught us. I didn't know which neighborhood or what to look for, and he said, "Do you see that house, Khang?" I said, "Yes." Do you know what that house is? Do you know what it's saying to you? I said, "What?" He said, "It's telling you to buy me, fix me up." He said the one that is just screaming your name and saying, "Buy me, fix me up." Those are the one that you want to target. And you guys, it doesn't, driving for dollars, walking for dollar, jogging for dollar, running for dollar, it doesn't have to be, because I know I got 1 comment or 2 comments saying, hey Khang, I don't have a car, so I can't do drive for dollar. Dude, walk for dollar. Run for dollar, jog for dollar, bike for dollars. You just have to work with you just have to do whatever you can, where you're at with whatever you have. All right. If you don't have the luxury of having a car and you have a bicycle, then there you go. Bike around, and then just go ahead and put a notes on there. And if you worry about what the seller thinks, then park far away from the house. And if it's summer, then you just tell them, hey, I'd rather enjoy the fresh air instead of being inside the car. If it's wintertime, that is cold. But you guys, when you just have to do what you have to do, right? When you want it as bad as you say you wanted it, you're gonna find a way, and you're gonna do whatever is required of you to make it happen. There's only two there's only two things. Either results or excuse. But you cannot have both, all right? Either results or excuse. If you have excuse for everything, you're not going to see the results. And if you see results, then obviously you're not an excuse maker, all right? You just take action. And you guys, whatever you want, whatever worth having does not come easy. Success does not come easy. Everybody thinks that it's easy. It's not, or not everybody thinks it's easy, but there's people that wants the overnight success. And one of my investor friends said, Khang, it takes 10 years for an overnight success. All right? For a majority of people, for regular people. All right? There are extraordinary people that have become a millionaire in 2 or 3 years. But I'm telling you, for the majority, all right? So just think like, so it's the majority, all right? But the thing with this business is, you guys, once you have it down, like the process, exactly what to do, it will be easy. All right? I mean, when you start to scale up to make like, a couple $100,000 a month or $500,000 to $1 million a month, then it's a little bit more challenging. But I'm saying once you have the process down, where you be like, okay, I found the deal, I put it on the contract, I sent it into my title company, I got my buyers I got my buyers where I have built up a lot of cash buyer, I'll send it out to them. We have deals where we send it out, it didn't even last for a few hours. Sold, got a buyer, came in, lock it up on the contract with the buyer. They drop off the non-refundable, close within the next 5 days or 7 days. It could be even quicker than that, all right? But, and then, we make 20, 30, 40, over $100,000 on one deal. So when the process, when you put in your time already trying to build everything up, right? Then once you know how to do it, it will be easy making the $10,000, $20,000, all right? The 30, 40, it will be easy, all right? Because you are already built up your cash buyer list over the years of all the hard work that you put into. Now it's time for you to reap the harvest. So it's easy. But once you scale up, then you got to grow. Then you got to go outside and network and connect with bigger players. Trying to get into other and trying to systemize it, building up a team. So when you start to scale up, then you're trying to get to the next level, and the next level require different kind of, different skill set, different work that you have to put into your business system that you will have to basically invest in, buy in, training up a team. And so that's going to require, more of your time and work and things like that. And once you build up a system, a team, then now you can scale up to 100, 200, couple $100,000 a month, and you don't have to be involved or work that much, right? So my wife and I right now, we're building up our wholesaling business to 250 a month, right? To 250 a month, and we're working about 7 to 10 hours a week in the business. All right, you guys. So what I'm telling you is that, but it takes us so many years and so many hours that we have to put in to get to where we are. And now we try to scale up to the next level. Now we're putting more time going and connecting with people that's already been where we want it to be, right? So all we do is we are good. And the thing is, you guys, if you are a true entrepreneur, you will know exactly what I mean when I tell you this. In life, to get to the top, to get to where you want it to be, to make a lot of money, two things. You either pay time or you pay money. My wife and I has put in so many time, and we have laid down so much money, pretty much laid down so much money, right, to get to where we are. Basically, people, and maybe I'm not wording it right, so let me explain to you guys. We have to lay down so much money. And so let me tell you, when we come in contact with the banker that we're gonna work with, when we did fix and flip, we pay for his wife, him, trip to vacation, buying people's way, buying our way into their heart, into their circle. All right? My mentor, exact same thing. When we first started out, we pay him money already, but we were constantly sending him gifts and trying to do above and beyond. All right? Agents, when we first connect with them, we were sending them gifts, sending them all kinds of stuff before they can let us in, and saying, hey, I'm going to start sending you some pocket listing. And even after that, we close the deal, we still pay them money to keep the relationship. So, you know, so we take a lot of time we take our money and we put it and we lay our path. All right, when you have the money, right? So over time we work hard, we accumulate the money, we lay our path. All right, when you know, and when you don't, you just have to put in your time. Right? You just have to pay by time. So it doesn't come easy, you guys. It doesn't, maybe for other people, but for my wife and I, it did not come easy. There's going to be sweat, blood, and tears if you want to get to the top. And when I mean blood, it doesn't mean like, you know, stepping, you know, I don't believe in business where you step over someone else's to get to the top, or you have to push over or run over somebody. No, my wife and I, like, there are many times where we're being tested, and, you know, like, so I believe in God, we're being tested. And there's so many ways where, there's so many times where we could have said, hey, you know what, we'll just go, you know, try to do other things where we can get the deals and make 50, 60. But you know what, we believe in karma. We don't want that to go back to us. And we believe in God, and you know, and so we don't believe that you have to step on run anybody over to get to where you want it to be. All right. So, anyways, you guys, I think we're gonna end it for today. I'm gonna go in and get myself a green juice. Anyways, you guys, take care. I wish you guys all the best. I wish you guys succeed, and remember, consistent, persistent, determination, and just be laser focused. Take care, you guys. Bye. All right, you guys, let's finish up our driving for dollars. Number 2. So let's hit some O neighborhood here. So I ended the other one. This is actually on a different day. So and then I'm obviously gonna compound them two together. I'm gonna show you guys. Was it on this street? Yeah, it was. We had a house lock under contract, wholesale it over to an investor on this street. He fixed and flipped it. I think he ended up making like 35 on it or so. For us, I think at the time we made about 10K on that wholesale deal. And that deal came from an agent. He so basically 2 agents involved. The seller listed with one of her agent that was her friend, and the agent that brought it to us, I connected with him a few months ago. That was our first deal that we did together with him. I chat with him a little bit and let him know kind of what we do. We're looking, we're a cash buyer. We buy property in assets, conditions, etc. And pretty much tell the agent about our whole spills, and didn't hear from him until a couple months later. Call back and he said, hey Khang, I got a broker. There's another broker in the same company, so they're working at the same company. She has a seller that has a piece of property. It looks like it needs a lot of work, and I want to give you the first shot at it and see if you want to. She's a friend of mine, so the property's not going to be listed. This is kind of like a pocket listing. So if you want to take a first shot at it, and let me know. So I kind of pretty much tell him to go ahead and give me the numbers. The number makes sense, so I end up sending. So the number makes sense. So what we did, well, we went ahead and I said, hey, you know what? I think I want it. Let's lock it up on the contract. This is before we go out and see the property. Lock it up on the contract, and then I sent my buyers to go out there. Buyer went out there, check out the property, and said that, hey, Khang, the property, dude, it needs way more work than what the agents and the seller thought. There's a lot of issue with the foundation. So we came back, sat down at a table, and negotiates right there at the table, and signed the final paperwork to close on the property. And so we sat down with the agents on our end. The buyer was there, I was there, and then the agents, the listing agents with the seller was all there. So we're all there. And at this time, I was, still going out and meeting sellers and meeting sellers and buyers, because I haven't discovered how you can virtually wholesale the property yet. So let me see here. But once I discover how to wholesale, how to do it all virtually, you guys, I do not go and meet seller or buyer, period. All right, period. Because we have gotten to the point where we generate enough leads, enough deals, where you can make a decision if you want to go see or not. And my decision is I do not want to go and do that. Can I build a team and have somebody do it? Yes. But we want to build a virtual team and eliminates the person that goes out and negotiate with the seller and all that headaches. So we eliminates it, all right? But once you get to a certain point, it's really up to you. Here's a piece of property here. Okay, I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna share with you guys really quick. Just gonna park. Okay. So let's walk out and see this property here. I don't even know if the seller is home or not, but let's go and I'll show you. So right down two or three houses down, you can see that they're working on a rehab project. And typically I would approach them and say, hey, you know what, who's the owner of this new property? And then you want to get their contact info. But this house here, you guys can see, so this is the kind of house that we're looking for, tall growing grass. Okay, so I'm gonna show you around the property what we're looking for. As you can see here, tall growing grass. It looks like it's not updated, but it looks like someone is living there. So you can see the window, that's not updated. Yeah, someone is living here. So we're just walking around the neighborhood right now. But that's what I was, as you can see, they don't maintain the property at all. So what I would do is I would definitely go there. If I first started out, hi, how's it going? When I first started out, that's what I would do is I would go and knock on the door and see if the property owner, the homeowner's home or the seller's there, and then knock on the door and go ahead and tell them. But I don't say that, hey, we're looking to buy your property. I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm with a local investment group in the area and we're looking to buy some houses in the property in the area. Do you know anybody that are looking for a quick hassle-free sale for cash, or maybe you might be interested in selling, things like that. So don't make it seem like you're targeting them. So anyways, but some of you want to be direct and go up and say, hey, I'm interested in buying your house. Are you interested in receiving a cash offer from our company? I guess you can do that too. It's really up to you. But as you can see here, it has a new, so they probably just put on a new roof, so the roof looks new. But yeah, but everything else on the outside probably need updated, and I would think everything on the inside would need updating as well. But anyways, those are the kind of house that I would go and I would put a notes on. So let's go and see if we can find a couple other one like this house here. Let me show you guys. So those are the house that are like these. This here is a really good neighborhood. It's a really good neighborhood in my area. And a 3-bedroom, 2-bath would probably go for in the high 4 to 5. Right? Completely updated. As you can see, this house here, paint are coming off. It looks very historic. Looks very nice. But paint are coming off. Can you see that? Can you zoom in? I can't even zoom in. Windows are original old windows. This one right here, see that house? So that's just identical to that house once it's completely rehabbed. This one here seems like someone has they did new paint and things like that, new roof, but the windows are still old windows. They haven't completely updated. But you know, you want to check out the neighborhood too, and that's what I would do. But let's get back into the car and let's get back into the car. Maybe I'll pop this on a selfie stick or so. All right, you guys, I'm gonna catch you guys back in the car. So here goes. Let's see if anybody. Hello? Hello? Is anyone here? Hello? Really nice property. It's a really nice piece of property. Someone's flipping it. So what we're gonna do is, yeah, someone bought it and then they're gonna do a rehab on it. As you can see, we're just gonna go in. Doors open. They sanded the hardwood floor. All right. Because obviously hardwood floor, you want to save it, so they sanded. They sanded and they're gonna refinish the hardwood floor. This is a really nice house. It's in a good neighborhood. Hi, how's it going? Yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you own the property or are you working on the property? What's that? Oh, I'm just recording the camera on, but pretty much the property owner just came out, and he pretty much didn't want the camera to be on, and he was wish I could have had it on because I had a couple minute conversation with him. He started out saying, I said, hey, are you an investor in there? Are you fixing and flipping this property? He said no. I said, okay, well, you know, are you the property owner? Or are you fixing it up to resell it? All right, or are you fixing it up to live in? And he pretty much said, no, we're not selling it. It's a long-term investment. You know, just you guys can leave now. Who are you? And then I just say, hey, you know, my name is Khang with a local investment group here. Basically, we buy property for cash. You know, this is the kind of things that we do. We like to buy them up, fix them, and resell them. And you know, we pay cash. We can close on the date of your choice. He's like, no, I don't want it. You know, I don't want it. I'm not gonna sell it. You know, and I said, well, you know, if you ever consider selling, then you can give us a call. It's a no risk, no obligation cash offer that we can make to you. I was trying to take out my the business card, hand it to him. He said, no, I don't want it. I'm not gonna sell it. I don't need it. I said, yep. I said, I completely understand what you're saying. What it is I'm just saying, if that ever comes up where you would, then hey, at least you have us in your pocket right, our contact info. That way you can go ahead and get and call us, and we can give you, it's a free, no risk, no obligation cash offer. I said it all comes down to working out a price that it's you know, that it works for you and work for us and create a win-win for both party. But you know, what we do is we help we buy properties and help seller you know, pretty much do a hassle-free sell for you. You know, there's no real estate commissions or realtor involved. There's no closing costs you have to pay, and you know, the offer we give you, it's free. There's no obligation. If it works for you, great, and if it doesn't, not a problem at all. And you know, and then I start going into letting them know that, hey, you know, we're paying cash. You don't have to worry about you know, inspections, finance, or anything like that. We can close on the date of your choice. Will help eliminates you know, any headache, any hassle that you have to deal with. So you pick the date, and we can close on it. And I said, I understand that you don't need to sell. I understand that. What it is, you know, if you ever do, then you at least have a phone number. And he said, okay, give me your card. At first he said no. He said no 3 to 4 times, but I still continue until he's the one that said, okay, you know what, okay, give me your card. So I wish you guys would have had the whole conversation. I wish I could have recorded the whole conversation for you. And a lot of times, you know, all you want to do is you just want to plant the seeds. If they don't pull the trigger now, doesn't mean they won't pull the trigger a couple months later. But that project there, it seems like it's going to require a lot of money, a lot of time for to rehab it. So, you know, so the seeds that I put out there, you never know. It might come back. And you know what? It happens more than you think, okay? So, anyways, you know, the good thing is at least he's the one who said, okay, give me your card. So, there it is. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Take care, you guys. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Smash the subscribe button. It only takes one deal in this business, you guys, to change your whole financial situation around, because that one deal can be $30, $50, over $100,000 on one wholesale deal. And I'm not just saying that, I have done it, all right? But anyways, if you guys are interested in learning more about wholesaling and how you can actually do it virtually, where you don't see the seller, the buyer, or the property, smash that subscribe button. Join the family, join the channel, join the journey, and let's go to the top. Take care, you guys. Bye.